Atlanta, live from K.L.P studios. Ever wonder what went down behind the scenes of our top stories?
Say what?
Then tune into What Had Happened Was, the only radio station that takes you straight to the source. From coast to coast, tune in now as we dive deep into the stories, the drama, and the moments that shape the culture with
The Swanky One, New K.L.P.
and
with your girl, Evelyn Letitia.
live, Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 radio stations, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Oh, Christmas and the sky's coming down. See, I couldn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
sing. I'm watching them call. All right, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to What Had Happened Was podcast. We are your hosts, your humble, gracious, highly favored podcast hosts. Here today is your boy, the Swanky One, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas.
And your girl, Evelyn Letitia, baby.
Yeah, we back. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas,
Merry
y'all.
Christmas.
Merry Crimmel. Why do family members say that? I asked my mom that the other day. Crimmel. Cause some of my family members, they say Crimmel.
Child, I think it's cultural because
It is
I only
cultural.
hear black folks say that.
Crimmel.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Crimmel.
And I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. It's
I
funny.
love it.
It's funny. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. By the time you're watching the show, we've got our episode about 2 days before Christmas. Christmas time is here. It's a joyous time, Evelyn. I get so excited for Christmas because, you know, we're out Christmas shopping, and I was able to, you know, give my family members something more meaningful this year for Christmas. So I get very, very excited for them to open their gifts. I got my mom something very, very special, to which I wish I could tell on this podcast, but she watches every episode. So
Shout
I
out
can't
to
tell
Mama.
her. Shout out to Mama. Evelyn got the button. She's a natural at this button.
He don't show me these buttons. Y'all about to
show him
wild
the
out.
buttons.
I'm about to
I love
wild
it.
out.
I'm
I
here
love
for it.
I love it.
So how you doing? Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I am fabulous. You know,
Mhm.
Right after Halloween, because we kind of go over Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Soon after October 31st, when you hear that first little in my mind,
Yes.
or either the wind is blowing, all of a sudden you hear
Yes.
I'm like, oh,
It's time.
is that Christmas?
It's time.
Christmas, is that you Christmas?
Time for Mariah Carey to make another 10 million this year. Right? Because it's the song, right? It's everything. Well, it's good to hear. It's good to hear that you're doing well
I'm
for
doing well.
Christmas time and the New Year's. Doing well as well. Christmas as well. Family as well. But you know, we got to pay that bill for Christmas. You know, we got to give a little gift to them for Christmas. This episode was brought to you by Mixcloud, by the way, guys. She's good at that button, I tell you. Mixcloud is an app and a website to where DJs can premiere their mix sets totally for free without getting a copyright or their content taken down. I'm a DJ, as you guys know. This past Saturday, by the time you're hearing it, we did a Atlanta set. You guys can go to mixcloud.com or the app, type in DJ Kennedy Lucas. My set is there from Chicago and Detroit a few weeks back when we went to Chicago and Detroit. And it is a great set. You guys follow us because our following is going up. It's a good app for DJs to express themselves without copyright takedown. So shout out to y'all as well. Now, before we get to the juiciness of what happened within culture and news, we like to have a little fun on the show, right? You a fan of Christmas movies?
I am a fan of Christmas movies because, you know, the holidays, I really don't celebrate the holidays like that anymore. But growing up, definitely the things surrounding the holidays, I still very much, if I see it, I'm immersed in it. It gives me that holiday feeling. Like the lights, trees, you know, the movies, Christmas cookies, all that kind of stuff. And this time last year, I got to have a very first experience with two of my two youngest nieces, where we went on a family trip. I went with my brother-in-law, my sister, and my two nieces. We went to Disney World. Yeah. Now this is probably like my 8th time at Disney World. The first time I ever went, I was 2. Oh wow! And I still got the pictures from that. But I got to go with my, you know, at the time, my 1-year-old niece, she wasn't quite 1 yet. She was like 9 months. So she's still a baby, hadn't even started walking yet, but she was very much active and, you know. And then my other niece was 7. She just turned 8. And I got to experience Disney World with both of them. And I got plenty of pictures and videos. I haven't even posted yet. I probably do like a collage as a throwback for last year, but that was an experience to see my baby. My sister kept saying, they can't get. I said, I don't care about riding the rides. I said the experience that I'm having with my niece is most important to me. Yeah. So I did ride rides, but I went on that trip knowing that they wouldn't be able to get on every ride. And so it didn't make me feel a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. And there were some rides that were, because my niece was too short, and of course the baby couldn't, I would get on with my brother-in-law because my sister didn't want to get on or something like that. But we definitely had a wonderful time. Man. And then we spent 4 days. It was 5 days total. So we went to each park for one day. Mm-hmm. And then the last day was supposed to be like a rest day. I said, well, while y'all resting, I'm going to go ahead and go over here to Universal Studios and Isles of Adventure. So I had a whole day at the park by myself in a park hopper. And I had so much fun. So much fun. Yeah.
Lit. Usually for our Christmas, because, I've never been to Disney World or Disneyland.
Oh, we got to take this show on the road.
We do. Maybe if Disney was sponsor, that's a hefty ticket.
Yeah.
And I say that humbly. We've never been a Disney World or Land type family. Because my parents had 5 kids. So imagine trying to get
come on, start
Disney
5.
World money for 4 or 5 kids. But maybe one day. Yeah.
You big baller now. You can do it.
I mean, I go to luxury type resorts now. Like Disney World's cool, but I want to go to something a little bit more.
Well, and I will say this, because way back in the day, back in time, when I was married, and yes, that's a true fact. Me and my ex went to Disney World on our 1-year anniversary. And there are resorts. Disney has some nice resorts. Yeah. And we stayed in a resort hotel. And then because we were part of the resort, we didn't have to drive into Disney every day. They had buses that literally came and shuttled you. So you didn't have to move your car and do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it was nice. It was dope.
Yeah. I just not a fan of waiting, and I'm sure this is a stereotype really, but waiting that long for a ride. Yeah. You can just get agitated.
Again, look, me and you got to talk, because there's things that you can do. First of all, there's certain peak hours of the day for the park, right? And now they've changed it because I think the pandemic had a play on this, because when they did start to open back up, they had to limit how many people were in the park at a time. Yeah. So now when you buy your tickets, you actually not only buy your ticket, you buy it for a specific time frame of when you plan to enter the park.
Oh, okay, right? That's cool.
And then they also have, so I remember we went each morning, because we knew by like maybe 5 o'clock at the latest we were trying to leave, because we had the baby and the young one. But there was a whole second wave of people who came at night, who are usually older people, adults, not as many kids. But the park it's not as full on certain times of the year. Like holidays, you may have it a lot more people because people on holiday. But during the school year, random Tuesday, Friday, like kids in school. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so.
I probably would go with kiddos are at school. Yeah, I'll feel agitated.
And then there's fast passes too.
Yeah, how much that fast pass though? That's how Disney get you.
Yeah, because I don't know, because my brother-in-law, he had bought that for us, and we were able to get where lines were like an hour and a half long sometimes.
Oh, see,
we was through there in 20 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad. 20 minutes. I'll wait 20 minutes for a Disney ride.
And I love having the fast pass sometimes, because you walking past people in line and they hot, they look busted, disgusting, and here you go, excuse me.
It's like that on flights too, because we flew on the tour. We flew Delta at like first class, right? Because folks coming in, we like scum. I felt that in my mind, but I didn't say that to people. But now I see how people do when
you feel bad and bougie.
Yeah, I felt a little bougie. First class, first seat, and then the flight attendant was like, "Hey, before we take off, would you like something to drink?" I'm like, "Oh, I get something to drink before we take off." So, but I know how it is when you pay a little extra. A little extra. But yeah, Christmas time is glorious for us. We're gonna actually be at my mom's house early. Not on Christmas Day, because my sister and sorry, Jake, because I know they won't be quiet. They said I can talk about it, but just very little. But my new brother-in-law, they're gonna be at Jake's family for Christmas time. So we're doing Christmas a little early, but it gets very exciting because the family's getting together. Okay, it's my mom's favorite holiday, and it's one of those things where my mom's birthday is on the 27th.
Okay.
And happy birthday, belated birthday to my pops. My pops' birthday was on the 14th.
Okay.
And my mom's birthday is on the 27th. I was like, yeah, I got you something, but we're gonna double that up, and that's gonna be your gift and your birthday. I wanted them, right?
You wanted them.
Yeah, but the food, the dessert, the getting together, my family members, we are gamers, so we play the Switch together, and it's just gonna be a glorious time. But we talked about movies, Christmas movies.
Christmas movies.
And I won't go through this whole list, but I'm just going through the ones that I know.
Okay.
This Christmas.
I like This Christmas.
You like that one?
Yeah.
First ever good Christmas movie that everybody is a cult staple that I recommend people watching for Christmas. Is called This Christmas. It has Loretta Devine, Sharon Lill, Chris Brown, Idris Elba, and those are the people that I know. Oh, Lauren London is in this one, so that one's good. Almost Christmas.
I've seen that one too.
You seen this one?
Yeah.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute. It's not better than This Christmas, but it is cute. It's meaningful for the story. Friday After Next. That's a staple.
Let me tell you something. Not only did I buy that DVD, but I remember me and my friends going to see that in the movie theater. And it's hilarious from top to bottom. Yeah.
Speaking of theater, this is the one that we took my mom to go see in 2013. Best Man Holiday.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you. The story is so good. I watched it 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert to a lot of people who haven't seen this movie yet. But when Mia dies, I got teary eyed.
Did you ever see the original?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I grew up with the original, right? And so with certain movies that have a sequel to it, you're always kind of like, I hope they do it justice. And they did this one justice. Not only the sequel for the Best Man Holiday movie,
but the series.
Oh, I love this. Because it's just like you wanted to know so much more about them
these
beyond.
characters. Yeah.
So I'm glad that we got to see that.
Yeah. I watched this yesterday, last holiday.
Yeah. My big sis, my twin, aka Queen Latifah in there.
Queen Latifah. The perfect holiday.
We love adding the holiday inside of our title, ain't it?
I know. And it's like almost the same actors and actresses. They're just getting filtered around.
Pretty much.
The Preacher's Wife. I've seen it.
When I tell you I loved that movie as a kid, I loved it. It was one of the first time I think I had a crush on Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, Dudley.
I know. Whitney Houston. Oh my God.
To this day, I cannot sing I Believe in You and Me and not picture her singing that in the movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because she's singing it in the movie and she looks so beautiful.
This one I think I'll pass. Tyler Perry, Medea's Christmas.
I'm trying to think. I think I saw that, but it wasn't as memorable for me than some of the other movies he's had.
We going through this one I saw. Black Nativity.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't see this
I've seen the play several times.
Yeah. Very spiritual. It's really good. It's not that bad of a movie. A lot of singing.
Yeah. Because I think it comes from the play, which is a musical type play. Yeah.
And then that's really the list because some of these movies I haven't seen or know about. There is one movie that I recommend. It's not a Black Christmas movie, but it's called The Holiday. Have you seen The Holiday?
I have not.
It's Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, and Jack Black.
Okay.
It's so good because Nancy Meyers is one of the phenomenal directors out there still to this day. And then you got Hans Zimmer, that the score, the music, makes you want to melt.
That knows you made
just makes you want to melt just a little bit. But The Last Holiday is number 4 on Amazon Prime right now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's a good one. It's a cute little cutesy one, but once you see this and you see it in memes and in social media, it's a classic. Yeah. It is a classic. So that's the highlights for Christmas movies, y'all.
You gotta let me do mine.
I
just got a few.
You got a few? Okay.
I just got a few that I grew up with that kind of ground me into the innocence that I had when I was watching these movies and just some different points of my life. So first of all, Home Alone. I'm talking not the 10th and 11th and 12th one. I'm talking about the original first two. Yeah. With the better one being Home Alone Lost in New York, which is Home Alone 2, right? The Grinch, the Jim Carrey version. Oh my God, I love that version. I'm skipping all the good ones. Yeah, I love the original animated one too. Yeah. Not the newest animated one, but the old school animated one. I love that. I gotta watch Rudolph. What's his name? Bing Crosby has so many um, what is it, traditional and classical, Christmas music that we hear in there, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all this kind of stuff. And I love that. What else do I watched?
Oh,
Elf.
I forgot a good one.
Elf. Oh, I love Elf.
With
Will Ferrell. Santa! So I love that. Yeah, you learn from that movie.
Yeah, you do.
You never eat the yellow snow.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, my mind just went blank. But
I got one.
Oh yeah.
I forgot. This animation is from Disney, The Polar Express.
That's one movie I have not seen.
What?
I have not seen that.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. So everybody always talk about how good it is, and I always see the meme with the little girl on the train, the little black girl. She's like, and people like always make a joke about it, but I don't get it because I've never seen the movie.
Oh,
I'm gonna definitely watch it. Also Harry Potter. I can't remember which film it was where it may be the first one where he ends up staying over for Christmas because he doesn't go home.
Oh,
and I just love the way the Great Hall is all the Christmas stuff and things are floating. And because I grew up reading all the books and things like that. Speaking of which, when I went to Universal Studios last year, on our Christmas trip, I went over there and I rode the train over, to Hogwarts, to the castle. And I got to go in the castle. This is my second time going to the castle. I haven't been there since 2013 when I told you I went on my honeymoon trip. My anniversary trip. And so I got to go through the castle again.
Yeah.
It put me right back in middle school when the books started, and I read all of them. And then I stayed because it got dark, and there's a light show that happens on the castle there's a Quidditch game going on with Harry Potter, and it was amazing. Dope. I have that on here. I can show you those before I leave. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Is that it? But those are some of the ones I have to watch.
The Christmas Carol, the Jim Carrey one that came out years back.
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
That one was not too bad. I mean, it was animation, and it's just Jim Carrey, so he's pretty good at what he's doing now. I think that's all the Christmas movies that I have, besides the Christmas specials from cartoon, like the SpongeBob Christmas episode.
And then I do have to. Hallmark typically have some great Christmas movies that come out. Now, if they can start getting kind of boring, where they all kind of about the same at some point, I'm like, okay, time to flip the channel. Yeah. But that's one of the things I do love during the holidays is just being cozy on the couch, bundled up, whether I'm by myself or with somebody. But being bundled up, some hot chocolate, little fire going. Listen, Christmas music. I love listening to Christmas music. I love it. I may put on my albums with Christmas music and stuff like that. But yeah. It's a good time.
I like Christmas music. Mariah Carey is dope, but they play it too much. But I do like that Tank Christmas album, though. Tank got a Christmas. Chestnuts roasting. Oh yeah.
I was just about to name that song. I was like, dude, I love me some Nat Cole when he sings that. It's the Christmas song by Nat Cole.
Yeah.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
And they sing like this.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung.
I forgot she's a singer. She's an artist.
And folks, speaking of singing, y'all better, I got my first.
Plug that up. Yeah, plug that up.
Okay, y'all.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay. My band is performing tomorrow night at Rainer's Cafe in downtown Greenville from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Long time coming. Go ahead and hit that.
Hey.
Y'all, if y'all only... Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Y'all ain't had to stop. But anyways, if y'all knew how long this has been coming, I love singing. It's something that's been in me since I was a kid. I used to really sing, really belting out behind closed doors, but then when I would get to the choir and stuff like that, I would kind of, keep it to myself and not really sing full out because, let's be honest, and people may disagree with this, but a lot of people gonna understand exactly what I'm saying. When you sing in choirs, like in church and stuff, there's favoritism. There's a lot of people that got solos, don't need no solo, that it should be at home. Let me stop. But they shouldn't have a solo. But because it's a popularity contest, or that's my niece over there, let's give her some. There's a lot of that. And then I also come out of a Baptist church background where sometimes people think because somebody's doing all these runs that they're a great singer. And I can tell you can do a million runs. If you can't evoke feeling from what you're singing, you're just doing a lot of noise to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard some people sing in such a simplistic way, and it's moved me to tears.
Oh.
And then you got somebody else doing all these theatrics, and it ain't even matter because I know somebody gonna say something like, "Oh, you just mad because you can't do it, baby. I can run if I want to run. I know how to run. I know how to." Ooh, that wasn't a good run, but I know how to run. That was just giving y'all something quick. But there's something in simplicity sometimes that can move people. But there's a lot of people who can do a lot of runs, but they don't move you. But I used to keep all that here.
Yeah.
But the older I got, the more I learned my voice and trusted my voice and breathing. I be singing full out for the God. Somebody told me one time I was singing at karaoke, they like, you singing like the rent due. I said, the rent ain't due what the mortgage is.
Hey.
But if you want to throw a tip down, you can.
Tip down, you know.
But it's been a long time coming because prior to me having my own band, I've tried with like 3 other bands. And most time people will say, well, if you try 3 other bands and stuff and they work, maybe shoot. And that's not the case.
That's not the case. No.
It's just sometimes the vision you have and the drive you have and the ambition you have, if you don't have the people that match that, you're going to do this, right?
Yep.
Like, so if I'm the type person where when we have a rehearsal, that's what I expect. I expect you to come prepared. You've already had the song list, so you know what we coming to rehearsal to play. You shouldn't be coming to a rehearsal and you haven't even listened to the songs. You don't know what key it in. You don't know the lyrics. You don't know nothing. So now we spend a rehearsal time that should be done refining. We're spending that practicing. And so, like, it was a lot of that sometimes. There was times where I would go to bands. I'm a part of this band. I'm getting off work as a nurse. I don't work hours. Go straight to rehearsal. Yeah. And I beat all y'all there who retired. Oh, man. Ain't did nothing all day. Yeah. And then you come in and you being lazy or we finally are grooving and stuff. And then most times I've always been the only female in the group, which right now I'm the only woman in my band. Yeah. But the other bands I've been in, we're rehearsing. Some pretty young thing come through. Now, oh, you want to be in the band with us? So then you want to add another woman who only comes to 2 rehearsals and everything we had did like 2 or 3 part harmony. Now we got to fit this person in who come to 2 rehearsals and never come back. Now we got to go back to the other part. So it was just a lot of that. That's and I'm at the stage in my life where I'll straight up tell people, you're not going to play with my time. Because as quickly I came over here to give you my time and energy, I'm like, all right, deuces, I'm withdrawing my time. Yes, reclaiming my time. I'm good. And so it was a lot of that. So after the 3rd time of that happening, I said, I will not do another band unless it is my band. And so I got some great musicians who are playing behind me. I've known these gentlemen for some years now. One of them, he had been in 2 of those bands trying to, get started with them. Yeah. And so I known him. And their work ethic and their playing ability and everything is just dope. And so we're going to be at Rainer's Cafe. And because we're a newly formed band, one of the issues I kept running into booking was everybody wanted to know, well, let me see some footage of y'all. I was like, well, we knew. We haven't played. We haven't played, yeah. And so I'm sending videos of me singing and videos of them playing, like trying to show like we actually do this. And this lady, she was like, well, if you can just give me a little short snippet of y'all doing a song or something, like I just need to see y'all playing together. So we did like a jam session back in August. Recorded 4 songs. I sent that to her so she could see, and she's giving us a chance. Oh wow! And I told her, I said, I'm not just somebody that stands behind a microphone and sing. I'm a performer. Yeah. I bring the vibe with me, and I invite the audience into the vibe. So we're gonna have a good time tomorrow. Like, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. For you too. Yeah.
I'm so excited. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
That's dope.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
That's dope.
Thank y'all.
Now we gotta shift gears.
Yeah, go ahead. Shift it, baby.
You wanna know something that's not really dope?
What had happened
was UTTV will be raising their prices.
Okay, so what the current price?
Current price is $72.99. So $73 if you're rounding up. Now, for all of you guys who may not know what YouTube TV is, it's a subscription service to where you get to watch live TV. It's almost like cable, but on YouTube, on your YouTube account. Okay. And that's pretty much the premise of YouTube TV, right?
So do you get all like the different channels and networks with that?
You do. You do.
But $72?
For $72. Now, but in January, it's going to be $83. Starting in April.
$83?
$83.
Chad.
$83. First of all, that's crazy. People still paying for TV nowadays like that. I don't pay for. In my house, we have streaming. We stream everything: Hulu,
Same
Prime, Netflix, Prime, Peacock.
I mean, you still paying subscriptions for those, but even with all those added together, I don't think it come out to $72 something, $83.
To me, it don't. Yeah. It don't. Especially if you share that password. But I'm gonna say that quietly. Like, I don't want them looking at me. It's crazy. It's crazy that people pay that much for YouTube TV. But the reason why we bring this up is because on Tuesday's podcast, I talked about Chipotle raising their prices. And this is kind of, I know this is a streaming network and then that's restaurant, but like, it's so true that the subscriptions and the restaurants and the things we love that we pay a set price for, they're increasing prices because they can. Yeah. Because people are going to, somebody will pay that $83 a month for YouTube TV. It won't be I. As
somebody who pays nothing right now, because if I can't watch it for free on YouTube, baby, it wasn't meant to be watched. Right. I ain't paying that.
It's a hefty ticket. So if you think about $83 a month, that's about $1,000 a year, give or take, if my math is right. Nobody's not going to want to do it. Smart people ain't going to want to do that. So somebody will do that. Somebody will still need YouTube TV, and somebody will still pay that premium price. But again, I say to a lot of people out there in our audience, just be careful about your favorite brands and your favorite things to do, because they will increase the prices because they say, hey, we can increase our prices. Oh, they're paying for that? Oh, they're dumb enough. Okay, let's keep it. Let's raise it even more, because if they're willing to pay this, then we can raise this prices, and they're willing to pay that. Then we're making profit.
And it starts out very subtle. Yeah, like
very subtle.
Let's increase it $1 or $2 and see if they'll pay it. Oh, okay. Let's go to $5 this year. Oh, that's not hurting our bottom line. I think we can get them at $10 more. And so that's how I remember when Netflix and Hulu was like $5.99.
Yeah, those were the good. I think it was the college days for me. Yeah, it had to be. Like,
I think Netflix right now pays 16 something, and then Hulu just went. I think I'm like $8.99 or something, but it's going up again. I was like, look, y'all got one more go up. I'm done.
One more go up.
One more go up. I just ain't gonna see stuff until I go to somebody's house. Because, baby, no, that stuff starts to add up.
It does. It adds up to your subscriptions, and then that's why you have it where people kind of sharing these passwords and stuff, because people don't want to pay super premium for something that they can get cheaper somewhere else, right?
And even Netflix has even cut down on sharing passwords. Like, you got to pay now for additional logins.
And that's something me and my brother do. We pay for the, I think it's like the $21 one where you get the 2 screens and you get the 2 accounts, because we watch a lot of movies on there, and then WWE's getting ready to come on Netflix, so we're wrestling fans too. So it's like, hey, we might as well just get this account, because we're going to be using it a lot more than usual now. And Squid Games is on its way out a couple days from now, which I'm so excited for. Yeah. So that stuff is needed. But YouTube TV, $83 a month?
And you're killing me, Smalls.
That's a phone bill. Child. That's a gas bill for some people, right? That's a lot of money to be doing that as well. So
shout out to the people who be just uploading stuff that you don't copy it off the TV somewhere. Yeah. I appreciate y'all. Lord knows I be watching some shows that I do not have a subscription for, but somebody don't rip that off TV and upload it. Like, let me hurry and watch it before they flag it.
Yeah. So, like I say, guys, watch your pockets. Watch your pockets. Watch your pockets, because
I be watching mine, but there don't be nothing in it. I be like, can some money show up?
And speaking of something else that we've been watching for a couple months. So what had happened was, you remember the man that jumped over the judge? The
in the courthouse, in the courtroom
in Vegas. Y'all, this man is sentenced to 26 to 65 years in prison from that attack. Now, it's been viral all over the place. There was the young gentleman. I guess he were getting ready to get sentenced for something else. He lost control, and he went over the barricade and attacked the judge, and it went viral. And now he's getting 26 to 65 years.
Yes. So that gentleman, his name was, I hope I don't mess this up, Deobra, Deobra, Redden, and the judge was Judge Mary K. Halthis. So supposedly, at the time of the attack, this was, back in January, and this is from the NBC News. It says, in the moments before the January attack, Redden told the court he was working and was in a better place in his mind. And then he said, I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you got to do what you got to do. That's what he said moments before the Judge Holthus, she told him that she was going to impose a prison sentence because of his crime and his past convictions. And then that's when, in the video, if you saw the video, I don't know if maybe it was her tone or the way she kind of like did a slight little giggle. It was a little something. Not saying that is an excuse, but it was like right after that moment is when you see him sprint and leap. This man ain't touched. He ain't touched the desk. The bench. He jumped. He cleared it like a darn gazelle.
Yeah.
And Holthus, later after that whole thing, she sentenced him up to 4 years in prison in connection with a baseball bat attack on a person last year. So in this sentencing, she ends up sentencing him up to 4 years. But because you jumped over that bench, you are now facing 25 to 65 years. And you are 31 years old. Yep. So had the original sentence been handed down, you would have been sentenced up to 4 years. Doesn't mean she was going to sentence the whole 4. It says up to. So it could have been 1 year.
Yeah,
right?
and plus good behavior months. Too.
Yeah,
right?
could have been months. And at best, let's say he was sentenced to 4 years. You talking about getting out when you're 35.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about 25 to 65 years. So at a minimum, at 25 years, you ain't getting out till you in your 50s. If we go up to 65, baby, you might as well just go ahead and hang up some pictures on your wall in your cell. Get you a nice comforter set, because you ain't going home. That's home.
Yeah.
Get you some plants, put in a little corner. You ain't never going home.
No.
I mean, and then, of course, his lawyer talked about him having some mental health issues. And he spoke on behalf of him. Redden did plead guilty for this assault on the judge. But that it was due to him being mentally ill, and his make sure I get his name correct. His lawyer, just saw his name. His last name is Arnold. He spoke on his behalf and told in a statement that his client's plea deal, it reflects a delicate balance between accepting responsibility for a regrettable incident and recognizing the impact of Mr. Redden's untreated mental illness at the time. Arnold told jurors that Redden had not taken prescribed medication to control his diagnosed schizophrenia. Says when he pleaded guilty, Redden was serving prison time for other battery felon convictions, and the guilty plea ended the trial. So it looks like, they're going to try to get him a lower sentence based off his mental health status at the time. We'll see how this played out, but I'm like, dang, to know that you were going to get sentenced up to 4 years and now you're facing 25 to 65, it's like, woo.
Dang, bro, you messed up on that one.
What they say, if you like it, I love it.
Yeah. But, like I say, I think people got consequences of their actions, and that's just the unfortunate consequence of that. God have mercy on his soul, really, but that's a long time to be put away. Very, very long time to be put away. I couldn't fathom how much. I couldn't really fathom that much of that many years. Now I pray you get the minimum, but from 26 to 65, I can't fathom that much being away that long.
Sure.
That's I don't know. That's the luck. Now, I have a question.
What's your question? Why my arm look extra? Oh, I'm sorry. We keep it real on
We keep it real on the
pod. I was like, hold on now. Like it's snowing on the roof. Like, why it look ashy right
Hold
there?
on, wait a minute.
Chili's
or Applebee's?
I've eaten Applebee's several times in my lifetime, but it hasn't been my go-to. I remember when I was a student at Clemson University.
Hey! Shout out Clemson.
When I was a student, we had what's called a Chili's 2. And I don't know why they call it Chili's 2, but it was Chili's. And it was on campus. And when I tell you I love them chicken tenders with fries and the corn on the cob that was so buttery and just, it was so good. And then I always got me some baby back. I want my baby back. Chili's baby back ribs. Like, but
I like that.
Yeah, I can't.
That's
I was
funny.
that used to be that man with a deep voice. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Like I just love that little singing group on there. But if I had to choose, I'm choosing Chili's. Chili's ribs, corn on the cob, them chicken tenders.
I have to go for Chili's too because it's the strawberry lemonade for me.
Oh yeah.
And their hot chicken sandwich and fries, so good. So we brought this up because it's been in the topic of conversation, and I thought it'd be a fun thing to ask. Premiered by World Star. So Chili's Twitter account, they are doing a promo. They say, "Don't forget our 3 for $10.99 comes with bottomless drinks." By the way, this is not sponsored by Chili's or Applebee's. Unlimited chips and salsas and a big smasher with fries. Y'all could literally never. And then Applebee's chimed in, and they said $9.99. The really big meal deal is greater than that other $10.99 deal. Throwing shade at Chili's.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I thought. It was interesting. Chili's to me, and it depends on which one you go to. Like the different types of Chili's and Applebee's in your hometowns, right? Yeah. Because I've been to some really bad Chili's and Applebee's, but I've been to some awesome Chili's and Applebee's. I think Chili's takes the cake because it's the customer service, the food quality is a little bit better. Yeah. But Applebee's, that's a staple. And when I say stable, it's Applebee's or Golden Corral, where my granddad, after church, it's either Applebee's or
my
Golden
dad
Corral.
And my uncles used to love some Golden Corral. Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna lie. There's times where I've been working and I had to stop at Golden Corral just because I had a craving for them rolls, dinner rolls. Especially if they're hot, they just come out the oven. You slice them up and put that butter spread. Oh. Yeah.
Oh. I'm scared to go there now because, COVID. Well,
child, that's always been the case. Yeah. I used to always tell my dad love a good buffet, and prior to even COVID happening, I used to always be like, "Why we gotta eat this buffet?" Because I people watch. Yeah. And no matter how many buffets you go to, and they'll say that kids can't come up there under 10 years old. You'll see kids up there just wiping their nose and touching stuff. You see adults coughing in their hand. So I'm just like, I've always been like,
and it'd be like the loud coughs, like,
yeah. I'm like, so what you don't swallow a car? A bad exhaust? What's going on? So the Golden Corral, I used to like going up there getting the butter and then the steak, the fresh steak. They cooked it right there in front of you and everything. So you go and put that on this plate. And the fried chicken right out there.
Now the fried chicken, yes. The fried chicken busting in Golden Corral. I ain't been to Golden Corral in a long time though. Because I just, after COVID and I'm good. I'd rather go somewhere else, Yeah. But shout out to Chili's and Applebee's for sure. Not a sponsor. So we got an update for the United Healthcare.
Yes.
CEO.
United Healthcare. Child. So most of you, if you're watching this, you've heard now about the CEO of United Healthcare being gunned down by an assailant who has now since been caught. We will go into that, but just to give you a little background, Brian Thompson was the CEO of United Healthcare, and he was fatally shot in Midtown Manhattan in New York. And it's on video. We see, him walking down the sidewalk, and a gunman comes and shoots him. It says that Thompson, 50, lived in Minnesota and was visiting New York for United Healthcare's annual investors conference before he was killed. He was appointed the chief executive of United Healthcare in 2021 and has been at the company since 2004. Prior to that, it says Thompson worked as CEO of the company's government programs business, which includes Medicare and retirement businesses. United Healthcare is a part of United Health Group, America's largest insurance company. So he's had all of this experience. Of course, he's gone through some allegations for fraud in the past. It says that United Health Group in 2021 announced it would buy Change Healthcare, and the Justice Department sued to break up the deal, but the judge ultimately allowed it to go through. And then later on, it was reports regarding trades reveal disturbing pattern on some of the senators wrote the timing of the trades. So there was some kind of allegations of fraud of insider trading on his behalf. Now, his death has sparked all kinds of mixed reviews. Of course, we did not know who the assailant was because even on the video, he is dressed in dark clothing. His head is covered. What we mostly see is just his eyes, right? We can see his eyebrows, his from his nose here up, pretty much. And then he gets on, I think, a bike or something and rides away.
Yeah.
And so we didn't know who he was, and then there was a reward that went out for any information leading up to. Even that people kind of question because it didn't seem like right away they were really on a manhunt, for who this was. Like I guess, how should I say this? The urgency wasn't there. Yeah. So people question whether this was some kind of inside hit, especially the way that he was killed with a silencer. Like somebody walk up to you and who has silencers? Yeah. Besides somebody who's doing professional hits. Yeah. So that's one of the speculations that this was. But then once they put up the reward money for information leading to it, supposedly somebody at McDonald's saw our assailant and gave the tip that led to his arrest. Yeah. And so that suspect now is Luigi, I might say his last name wrong, but Luigi Mangione, Mangione. And they found a mountain of evidence against him.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I wonder, do people categorize like people who see a suspect in broad daylight and call it in? Do you think they get called snitches?
I don't know.
I always wondered that because it's just like you ratting on somebody who did something bad, and it's horrible, yes, but like.
And even in the hood where that term kind of derived, don't be a snitch or snitches get stitched and all that. Yeah. A lot of people tell you don't be a snitch, but they be snitching behind the closed doors. Yeah. Like, why you think, some of these documentaries come out later in life and stuff, and you find out that the informant was a black person. One of the greatest examples of that was, the Black Panther Party, where there was an informant who was in the Black Panther Party, and they made a movie about Black Messiah.
Black Klansman?
Black Messiah.
Oh, Black Messiah. Yeah.
Black Klansman is a movie though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of times people say, "Oh, don't snitch, don't snitch." But snitching is going on, behind closed doors, especially if it's gonna put money in your pocket and stuff, and there's a reward. People, and that's what was motivation for this, is that reward. Because prior to that, I don't think they would have, because nobody really was trying to check for him like that. And
especially people do anything for money nowadays. Yeah. So you gotta, So, but I always wonder that, hey, there's a class of snitching? Yeah. If you, but
and even with CNN, it talks about after a 5-day multi-state manhunt that leaned heavily on surveillance images and pleas for public help. Mangione, 26, is now charged in the case with murder after a tip led to his arrest at McDonald's nearly 200 miles from where the brazen homicide unfolded. Yeah. So he's not even from the New York area. He was 200 miles away by the time he shot this man and gone. Yeah. So now that they're finding all this evidence that's mounting up against him, he was denied bail, and he during a court appearance in Pennsylvania. So we about to find out what's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen?
And at the time of this, he would have already gone, but it says he's set to appear in another Pennsylvania court on December 23rd for a preliminary hearing related to the state charges.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say this to everybody out there, because with insurance companies, not just in health, but car insurance as well, I get it, right? Denied claims, it's expensive, but you gotta have it, right? Because if you don't have insurance, then you're gonna be kind of out of luck there. I get it. And I don't know the motivation for killing this executive. I don't know the motivation personally behind this, but killing somebody is not the answer, in my opinion, right? Because now this young man, and I say young man because I'm 28 and he's 26, so we all young. He gonna be put away for a while because this is murder, right? So I think there's a way to express your anger with some of these insurance companies without killing. Your voice is powerful, so like on a platform, sure, because your voice is very that powerful. Will they be listening? They may not listen, right? They're still going to continue doing what they do, insurance companies wise, but to have somebody murdered, because although a A lot of people have their conversations with United Healthcare. Brian Thompson had 2 kids and a wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a father and a husband is gone, and you took that away from somebody. So that's really